I'm sure we've all heard of the winter arc by now. If you feel overwhelmed by all the winter arc content that there is, you're not alone. If you put so much pressure on yourself from the beginning and set 100 different goals that you want to achieve, let's be real. You most likely will not be able to achieve them all, or maybe you do for a little while and then you fall off track. You might get overwhelmed. It's easier to lose motivation when setting too many unrealistic goals at once. And for some context, I started my winter art back in September when it was first showing up on social media and kind of everyone started talking about it. I honestly have fallen off track the past few weeks. As I'm reflecting on what I've been doing and what I want to do moving forward, I am going to try to just be a little more realistic, not having this all or nothing mindset. I am the type of person who start doing something and just go in 150% and then lose motivation, fall off track. So now we're going to get into making a plan for yourself. So I think good and realistic, how many times am I going to say realistic amount of goals to have is probably around 3, I want to say. So main goals that you want to achieve during your winter arc. I wrote down all of the points that I want to touch on. I have to keep peeking at it, so if you see me looking down, that's why. So I'm gonna give you some examples of goals that I'm setting for myself in case maybe you don't know where to start or you also have similar goals, and I'm gonna just briefly touch on each of them. Fitness/health. I just want to get back into a good fitness routine. And starting your fitness journey doesn't have to be some overly complicated thing. You could literally just do a home workout every day. Pretty much the only kind of workouts that I do anymore. I just look up videos on YouTube. I usually watch Pamela Reif, I think that's how you say her name. Her workouts are amazing and I love her. I do about 40 to 50 minutes of that and I am literally sweating buckets. Just find what works for you. Even if that's a 30-minute walk, doing some yoga, doing some Pilates. You don't have to spend all this money or get all this fancy equipment. You really just start doing workouts at home. Find what works best for you. I just quickly wanted to mention that because I feel like it's easy to get overwhelmed when you're first starting. Feel like you need to go to the gym every single day and do a certain type of workout, buy all this equipment and make sure you're getting all these supplements in. It can be a lot, and I'm here to tell you that you don't need to do all of that, okay? Anyways, moving on. Another one of my goals is to get back into hobbies and try new hobbies as well. The hobbies that I know help my mental health. Been spending way too much time on social media, scrolling on TikTok. I'm sure I'm not alone in this, and I'm proud to say that I've actually been off TikTok for over a week now, which might not seem like a long time, but literally scrolling for hours and hours every single day. I feel like it's a huge improvement. I feel so much better just being off of it, but just be mindful of the time that you're spending on it every night. If it's getting to a point where you feel like it's affecting your mental health, then that's probably a sign to take a break and try maybe getting into some hobbies. Like you could get into reading, or you could start drawing or painting, or even just buy a coloring book, start coloring. It can be just a simple little hobby that keeps you off your phone, that keeps you focused and keeps your mind busy. Just having fun with it. Find something you enjoy doing that just turns your brain off and lets you focus on that one thing. So that's why I kind of want to get back into reading and painting, because those two things specifically, when I'm doing them, I don't feel the need to be checking my phone or doing anything else besides focusing on that one thing. I'm able to just enjoy being present and doing that. Those are some examples. There's literally so many hobbies out there. Just find what you enjoy and try something new. Maybe it could even just be getting into baking and cooking, or maybe finding movies that you've been wanting to watch and finally watching them. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy, just something that gets you off your phone and that gets you to be more present with yourself, doing something that is actually beneficial for your mental health. Okay, so for my third goal that I want to focus on, prioritize self-care and get into better routines. So not doing like my nightly skin routine or kind of just being lazy with it. Definitely want to prioritize that, and I definitely just want to get into a better night routine and just start going to bed a little bit earlier and waking up earlier as well. Now that we're approaching winter and it's starting to get dark earlier and getting colder out and everything, it's the perfect time to start new routines for yourself. And like I've been saying throughout this whole video, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You could just try to make more of an effort to do your self-care every night, or just try to stay off your phone a few hours before you have to go to bed. You don't have to do some crazy routine or be waking up at 5 a.m. every day or anything like that. Like, nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, at least for me, I don't see myself waking up at 5 a.m. Changing up your routine once in a while, at least when the seasons change, is a good way to stay motivated and try something new. Because it can get repetitive doing the same thing every single night and every morning, so switching it up is a good way to not get sick of your routines every day. Okay, so now that I talked about the main goals that we want to set for ourselves, I want to talk about mini goals that you can also set for yourself if you want, or you can just completely forget that and have the 3 main goals that you set. And that honestly is enough for your winter arc. I mean, like I said, we're trying to keep it realistic and simple and not get overwhelmed. So these mini goals can be things that maybe you don't do every single day, or that isn't as much of a priority as your main goals. But again, I'm going to give some examples of the ones that I wrote down so that you could maybe get ideas from that. Yours might be different from mine, but I said limit time on social media. Like, that kind of goes with what I had said about getting back into my hobbies as my main goal. So set it as a mini goal, because I know that I am probably going to want to get back on TikTok and do some scrolling or posts on there. I'm definitely going to be limiting my time on there. Okay, so another one of my mini goals is to limit my drinking this holiday season. That's pretty self-explanatory. Like, I don't know if anyone else can relate, but especially when it's the holidays, going to family gatherings or maybe like holiday parties or whatever it might be, urge to be drinking a lot. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not gonna drink at all, or that I'm not going to be going out and having fun once in a while, but it's going to be more aware of how much I'm drinking. Just make more of an effort to not overdo it, like how I did the last holiday season. So, alright, so the last mini goal that I wrote down is I want to get more into beauty and fashion. So yeah, it's just something that I want to have fun with. Okay, took a brief intermission to change my shirt because I was just getting way too hot in the other one. But anyways, let's get back to a few more points that I want to talk about. So one of the things that is most important to remember throughout your whole winter arc journey is that you are doing this for yourself. So if that means you need to cut some toxic people out of your life and just prioritize yourself and your needs more, then that's exactly what you need to do. You shouldn't feel bad about it, you know? I mean, maybe there's some toxic people in your life who aren't supporting you in your goals, and maybe who are judgmental of your new goals, or whatever the reason might be. They just bring that like toxic or negative energy into your life. Now's the time to cut that out of your life and, you know, spend more time with yourself, or maybe making new friendships or relationships along the way. But most importantly, just taking this time now and doing more self-reflection. And it's okay to cut people off sometimes. I mean, they're judging you for wanting to change your life or change your habits, or, you know, maybe they're not understanding why you don't want to go out and party all the time. It's not worth giving your energy to those kind of people who don't support your growth and don't want to see you like happy and living your best life. I mean, why would you want to continue to be around those kind of people and surround yourself with that kind of energy? And on that same note, we are also going to get out of toxic situationships. That's right. Stop giving your time to these men who won't give you the time of day, who are just affecting your mental health in a negative way. You know, maybe take a break from dating, like delete the dating apps. Unless it's someone who checks all your boxes and they're actually worth your time, then that's different. But don't be giving your time and energy to boys who don't want to reciprocate it. We're using this winter arc to improve ourselves and to work on ourselves, and we can't be doing that if we're constantly going out with men who don't see your value or who don't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. That's all I'm gonna say about that. To sum it all up, just make sure you're prioritizing yourself during this time, setting those boundaries with people. Like, you can be there for, you know, family and friends and everything. Like, of course, you don't need to completely ghost everyone and like burn bridges or whatever. Just make sure that prioritize your own needs and yourself. Make time for the things that fill your own cup. Setting aside time for the things that you want to accomplish during your winter arc, that's definitely important. And finally, I think it's just, at least the way that I'm viewing this whole winter arc, I'm kind of viewing it as a lifestyle change rather than some quick fix. Like, yes, I do want to be unrecognizable by next year, don't get me wrong, but I'm not trying to go into this, or I should say back into this, with the mindset of it being like a quick fix or a challenge that I just need to get over with. You know, trying to build habits that I can take with me in the long term, rather than just doing it for a few months and then going back to how I was. That's basically it. The whole point I've been trying to make throughout this video is just try to set goals that get you excited and that specifically for you. Like, you don't need to follow any of the goals that I said I was going to do, or that anyone else in their videos are saying are going to do. Like, you need to set goals that are specifically for yourself, that are going to help you glow up, or whatever the term you want to use during this winter arc. You know, it doesn't have to be anything complicated. Yeah. Hopefully this video helped whoever might have been like hesitant to start their winter arc or maybe feeling overwhelmed. I hope this helped somewhat, and just know that whatever your winter arc looks like doesn't have to look like everyone else's. Just do what's best for you. Have fun with it, It's not that serious. You can just make these little changes in your everyday habits or start new habits, new routines. So yeah, I hope this helped, and I'm probably going to be posting more content of me doing my own winter arc or new hobbies, trying some new routines. So if you're interested in that, be sure to stick around and subscribe. Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys in the next one.